Hello gamers around the world, I'm Spartacus and welcome to Game Breaking News, the show where you can get everything important that happens in the world of gaming. So, after the week of E3 I really had to take a break for a week, but I'm back now and to celebrate that I'm going to start a new giveaway for a Hellblade Sensuous Sacrifice on PlayStation 4, so check out the link in the description or the comments below. Also, I'm thinking about giving away some random Steam keys, but well, that's going to be in the future. So let's look at what interesting news we got after E3. And well, actually, most has been said already during the convention, but well, let's have a look still. For starters, an update and a happy end, well, at least for now, for IO Interactive and the Hitman series. Since Square Enix announced that they wanted to sell IO Interactive to concentrate more on their core brands, it was really unknown how the future would be for IO Interactive itself, but also its popular clone baby, Agent 47, in Hitman. And well, news didn't go much better after they announced that IO Interactive actually had to let go some of their staff. Turns out this was likely a little bit of evil for the greater good, because IO Interactive has performed a management buyout. That way IO Interactive will become once again an independent developer, and they also keep the rights for the Hitman series. How this will of course turn out in the end, well, is remain to be seen in the far future, but for now this seems to be the best possible outcome for everybody. Well, except for the laid off employees, but for us gamers, this is likely that means that the development for the next Hitman game can continue with just a minor disturbance that we had the last 2 months. In other news about takeovers, Paradox Interactive bought the Triumph Studios. They are known for games series like the Overlord or the Age of Wonders series, and according to both parties, there won't be any change to the day-to-day business of the studio. And personally, I think this is a very good fit, but to be honest, Paradox Interactive does need to work out their policy with DLCs for current games and also for future games. Just this week, Paradox announced they reversed their decision on the price policy regarding different currencies across the world. So, for example, some games and DLCs doubled in price overnight in some countries, so they reversed that, but well, let's say the community did not really approve of that decision to begin with, and that is why the ratings on Steam went down dramatically across all games, and the cry out in the forums and on Reddit were enormous. So, as a gesture of goodwill and to try to cover this all up, Paradox offers a full game or 2 DLC if you purchased a game since the beginning of May until now. Well, to be honest, this is fine, but damn it, Paradox, you need to figure out a better way than basically forcing DLCs on your customers and then also charging a fairly hefty price on it doing so. So far I was and I still am on your side, Paradox, but seriously, you have to watch out that this does not go out of hands. Because when things get out of hands, well, you might end up like CI Games, the developers and publishers behind the Sniper Ghost Warrior series and Lords of the Fallen. Because as CI Games said themselves after the shit show that Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 was, they do not want to make huge AAA titles anymore. And that is why Lords of the Fallen 2 is actually on the brink of getting cancelled. Because the publisher does not want to make a huge risk anymore. There is actually only a very small team working on the title at the moment, and maybe it won't even see ever the light of day. So let this be a warning to everybody that this is what happens if you overdo it, just like CI Games did it with Sniper Ghost Warriors 3. You want another example of overdoing it? Well, okay, how about Call of Duty? Activision overdid it with the modern setting bullshit, and they also forced the Call of Duty Modern Warfare remaster onto the consumer in a stupid bundle with the stupid Infinity Warfare, making both games a stupid failure. But that has finally changed, and the remaster is as of now also available as a standalone edition, so you don't need to buy the stupid Infinity Warfare crap anymore. But it was also the community that forced Paradox to rethink their pricing. One big part were also the negative reviews on Steam that happened also for GTA 5 after Rockstar banned the Open 4 mod, because it was enabling cheating in the multiplayer or something like that. So after a huge shitstorm on the internet, Rockstar talked to the modders and the mod is now back online, just not available for the multiplayer, I think, at least. But only a week after that, the same team of modders got another letter of cease and desist for a mod that brings Liberty City to GTA 5. The reason for that is that the terms of agreements just don't allow to include other Rockstar games into the mods of Rockstar games. Well, I guess that dream is over now. In other news, EA apparently has a 10-year plan for Anthem. You know, the new IP from BioWare. Well, we still don't really know that much about the game, but apparently this is just a copy from Activision and Destiny as some sort of a hybrid MMO where you can also play together socially and social, stupid 10 years, money, social, money. That is what really EA wants, doesn't it? That's all the thought they put behind the game, isn't it? But then again, it's hard to say if that's really that much different with Ubisoft. But alright, so there have been already talks about Ubisoft trying to make a TV series for quite some time now, and last week we finally got a reveal in advance by the makers of the upcoming Castlevania Netflix animated series that they will also be making a Assassin's Creed animated series. If it's going to be for Netflix as well, that is still unknown, or basically anything else about this series is still unknown, but I guess we will just have to look at the Castlevania series and see if there's anything good to be expected for Assassin's Creed. Alright, let's talk about the different console news individually, but before we do that, let's take a break. But before we do that, let's look at the best way to play games ever, the PC. And if you don't believe that the PC is the place to play games and that it's the unchallenged master race, well, then sharpen your ears because Police Simulator 18 was announced for PC exclusively and will come out this year. Booyah! Well, next to Farming Simulator and Building Simulator and Train Simulator, this must be the best game ever made. Anyway, Sega managed to create a little shock moment among many Total War fans when they announced a Total War Saga. It was a shock because many gamers, me included, thought that the Saga in the game title referred to a mobile game, like Candy Crush and all the other bullshit mobile games. But nothing to fear, people. All they want to do is a spin-off series of Total War games, and that is the way they want to make sure that you know that this is a spin-off with the name A Total War Saga. But instead of going for complete time periods in the normal games, they just want to focus more on individual events in history that only took a couple of days, weeks, or months, just like in the Fall of the Samurai standalone DLC for Shogun 2. And just like Fall of the Samurai, those spin-off games with the addendum A Total War Saga won't have to be short games, but actually are going to have the potential of full games. Well, I guess Sega is making use of their new studio in Sofia in Bulgaria that they bought from Crytek in May, which I also reported back in May. Damn, I'm good. Also, PlayerUnknown's Battleground's full release has been postponed, so the game won't be fully released on September as planned before. No, now it is planned to get out sometime at the end of this year. Seriously guys, I'm not really getting the hype about the game, and I think this is one of the games that will never really leave early access, and by the time it actually does, well, nobody really is going to play it anymore, and that Xbox version won't do you any good anymore, Microsoft. Seriously, god damn it. Anyways, one more thing. After the announcement of Skyrim VR on PlayStation VR, there was no real talk about a potential PC version. Well, until now. So a version on PC and the HTC Vive is definitely coming, but after a timely exclusive for PSVR. So it is probably safe to say that this deal is spanning about a year. So a release on PC is to be expected on late 2018. Alright, since we are halfway talking about them anyways, let's move on to consoles. But before we do that, let's take a short break to look at a normal everyday conversation between a passenger and a cab driver in India.
Fast, sharp right. Fast, sharp right. Sharp right. Sharp right. Listen. Sammy, you have to listen to my call, Sammy. Please, I beg you. 100 fast right. Turn the wheel. Medium right. Concentrate. Throttle. 50 downhill. Triple caution. Stay center. Triple caution. Stay center. Medium left. Listen to my calls. Sammy, you have to listen, Sammy. Otherwise, it is not working, Sammy. Seriously, you are watching and driving. You are not listening.
Shut up.
No, I'm just giving you advice, Sammy. Go for 400. 400. 400. Fast right. Followed by another 200. Go, 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 go. Into double caution jump. Double caution jump. No, stay on road. Sammy, please. Sammy. Fast medium right. Listen to the call. Sammy, please listen to the call. Sharp left.
How many kilometers to go?
1 kilometer. Concentrate, Sammy, please. Please. Fast medium right. Long. 30. Fast medium right. Sammy, you have to stay on road, Sammy. Otherwise, car will break down. Oh, fuck. Sammy, what are you doing, man? Fucking hell. Oh. Sammy, what are you doing, my friend?
Shut up. Don't tell me how to drive.
And we'll start with the sad story of the Xbox. Seriously, we only got one decent news in several weeks, and that is that the developers stated that Cuphead will remain an Xbox and Windows 10 exclusive, and won't come out for any other platform, and that it will stay an Xbox exclusive. It's a fine story, but seriously, sorry Microsoft, you have to deliver more. Damn. But then again, PlayStation has also apparently shot all its gunpowder just as well during the E3, because all we really got is now the official release date for NAC 2, which is the 5th of September. God damn it, how is it that a game like that gets millions of dollars for development? It's a stupid sequel that nobody wanted of a stupid game that nobody wanted. Well, I guess this just has to become a great success, doesn't it? Sean Layden also kinda announced the PlayStation 5. Well, at least he confirmed it in an interview with Golem, when he was asked about the PS4 Pro and if it marked the beginning of a new business model like in the mobile phones market, where we get yearly hardware updates of the same console, stating that while the Pro was actually merely an option for gamers to go 4K, and that Sony will stick to the proven formula of brand new consoles like a PlayStation 5. Well, that is good to hear, Sony. Well, only my 5 cents on that matter here. Wait until you can actually build a revolutionary console that is much better than a PS4. Because, to be honest, the step from PlayStation 3 wasn't that big. And just putting a 5 on the console, while it was still basically a mere overhaul of the previous system, well, that will just piss off everybody, seriously. All that Sony has to do is to continue to listen to the gamers. Sure, there will always be some haters, and I also don't agree with many things they do, but still, it is their business and they kind of have to make money, so not all, like 100% of their decisions are going to be consumer friendly, but overall I think they're doing just fine. And they're also rewarded by that as well, with sales numbers. After mostly dominating the sales numbers in the console market in the US compared to the Xbox One, PlayStation lost its pole position to the Switch after its release. But well, only for 2 months in March and April, because in May PlayStation 4 took back number 1 in the US according to the MPD group. But then again, this doesn't really have to mean that much, because we don't have official numbers as always, and the Switch is kinda sold out in many stores across the globe, including a lot in the US. Actually, it is missing that much that Charlie Schibetta, Nintendo's corporate communications director, put out a statement that Nintendo in no way intends to shorten the supply of the Switch artificially, and that they try to produce as many consoles as possible, and that Nintendo has vastly underestimated the demand for the Switch. Oh yes, Nintendo, you did. But then again, let's be honest, many of us underestimated that as well. Finally, Nintendo revealed the official launch of its online service app on the Switch, which will be available on the 21st of July, so it's not even 2 weeks from now. Well, let's see how that will be, eh? The service will be free throughout 2017, and by 2018 it will cost about $20 per year. Alright, so that's it for today. It's been a pleasure to present you the game-breaking news this week. Thank you very much for watching and for pressing that like button as well. Put your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you next week in an all-new game-breaking news. See you then.